Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Everyday Black Men Podcast, a podcast for authentic black male thoughts. I'm Riker, and I'm joined by Reed, Armstead, and DJ All Might with special guests, the Libertarian formerly known as Black. Follow us on Twitter, EVYD Black Men, Instagram, Everyday Black Men, and the Everyday Black Men Facebook page. Website is up. Do you want to plug anything? Libertarian formerly known as Black, such as your wonderful TikTok video. We heard a lot about that. Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, I just basically called out black women for that bullshit, and they threw a fit.
That's a totally different thing you said than last time.
Because that's a paid episode. He ain't supposed to give it all.
Okay?
Yeah,
They don't get that on the regular.
Y'all want to hear that? Y'all go to Apple Music and pay for that.
Exactly. Go to Apple Music and pay for that, or you can pay for it on Spreaker. You can hear everything that this nigga said. I wanted to go into the verdict here because George Floyd, his murder was slightly avenged because you can never truly avenge it unless that Derek guy was dead. But outside of that, only 2% of police shootings are actually prosecuted and convicted. That's not a mistake. That's 2%, which means 98% of cops are either never charged or are charged but beat the case. Do you think that cops are 98% better than most people, or just more moral than their citizen contemporaries? What do you think, black men?
Qualified immunity needs to go away.
I agree on that. I don't think they're any better than us. So they got to have the same things as us. If we all get qualified immunity, then I'm okay with that outcome as well. Because I didn't shoot that cop. I was only reaching for my phone. That's what phones do, right?
Shoot people?
Well, I really couldn't differentiate between a taser or a gun,
I mean, yeah, I couldn't differentiate between my phone and a firearm. I meant to just greet the officer and show him my car insurance thing. I didn't include, blowing out his chest. I'm sorry that happened. And because you know that I have qualified immunity as a citizen, you know that I didn't do this in malice. This was a mistake.
In addition, I didn't know that my taser would shoot 5 to 6 bullets as I continually pulled the trigger, shooting.
Correct.
I
didn't know
I was smoking crack. I was trying to smoke Parmesan cheese.
I mean, yeah. Parmesan cheese and crack look so alike. I mean, it wasn't like you were trying to. The same thing for me, man. I wasn't drinking rum. I thought this was apple juice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And let's take it all the way. I didn't think that I was sleeping with this other woman. I thought this was my wife. Like, let's just go. Let's take qualified immunity all the way out to how far it goes, because you hear how ridiculous it is. Exactly. Hey. I thought all lives matter, which means mine matters, which means that I didn't do the things that I was convicted of, because that's what qualified immunity is. It's a stupid, archaic rule from Jim Crow era that needs to die. You shouldn't be presumed to be innocent.
Along with Derek Chauvin, or whatever the fuck his name is.
No, you should be presumed to be innocent, but you shouldn't be presumed to not have done the crime. That's what qualified immunity is. I presume that I'm just acting in the way that I was trained, so that's it.
You know what I think about? Go ahead, bro, because you're being wrong.
No, you go ahead, bro. You good.
All y'all seen Lovecraft Country, right?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
You mean partially gay / sci-fi? Yes.
It's not gay. You get to see titties, bro.
Long as the leading black bro didn't act gay, I ain't gonna knock it for the gay, even though the nigga that always becomes the gay black man in every show was the gay black man in every show. So I expect.
And the thing about it is he became it. It's not like you started out like bi-curious or something, and then it's a natural progression. It's a jarring change for no reason.
He's been gay since Omar, so I don't really care.
I mean, at this point, it's just a lifestyle.
But Journey Smollett titties are in this show, guys. Journey Smollett titties. Do y'all want to see him?
I mean, yes and no, because she's itty bitty, but she's still cute. I still got to think for
her. Exactly. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. I really kind of find it funny that she decided now to do the reveal, and it's like, I mean, you just could have put out an OnlyFans. You probably would have gotten more money, but it is what it is.
Yeah, she actually has integrity, which is not a thing.
Oh, sir, if you're showing your breast, you don't have integrity. Let's keep that 100.
Smollett. She's a very French actor.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. But continue, Black Libertarian.
I think not. What? No, it was me. Fuck you. How dare you?
All you dark look alike.
No. When they reenacted the death of Emmett Till with the white chick, that shit was gruesome. Yeah. But it was happening to a white chick. But I almost wish that could happen to somebody that's found guilty in those cases. Like, that actually is guilty, but I know the system is fucked up and a lot of innocent people go for shit they didn't do. So I don't wish for that. But when they beat her, put the barbed wire around her neck, threw the fan in the water and all that, shot her in the stomach, Like I couldn't. I mean, granted, she was the villain of the movie or the show, but that was something that like I feel like doesn't get the it doesn't resonate with the opposition more than it does with us because we were thinking about it as blacks and we're like, man, that's fucked up. But she now get to see what it felt like for him. I don't think whites
But
read
that's the
into
difference
that as much as we
between
do.
a good show like Lovecraft Country versus them. Because them, it's just black pain for the sake of black pain.
I won't watch
Whereas
that shit, man.
Lovecraft
Bro,
Country
you should.
Nah, it's always about black fucking pain, man.
is blaxploitation for the sake of blaxploitation. I don't think people should watch the whole series, but I think people should bootleg certain scenes.
Once I
If you
found out
feel me.
about the rape scene, I was done. I'm like, all right, look, man.
Rape
Well,
Well, yeah,
y'all
scene.
talking
this,
about that? Y'all talking about
yeah,
them?
yeah, we're
Yeah.
Yeah,
talking
Lena
about them.
Yeah,
Waite's
that
fucking
shit there, bro. That
Well,
all
show.
no.
over that.
I think I don't want to throw the whole show away because I think there's some powerful moments in there, but I think they should be bootlegged because Lena deserves nothing, and she cheats on her wife. So y'all should be coming for her the same way y'all talk about any black man who ever does
Everything
anything.
she does is black fucking pain, man. Like, god damn, bitch.
Bro,
Like,
that show
especially
shouldn't even exist.
Whoa,
That show's awesome, man. Y'all didn't watch it.
Queen and Slim did
What's
have
the
a
name of the
good
show?
story.
It's
Them,
Them.
called
Them.
Them.
yeah,
That
them. It's
shouldn't
on
exist,
Amazon
bro.
Prime.
It made me so angry. I wanted
Yeah,
to go
but
do
that's the
stuff,
difference
bro.
though. Is
You
there are
already
certain
angry.
moments? There's so first and foremost, we're not about to disrespect the black man for having actual rage because that's what this country is. To quote Cyrus McQueen, shout out to you. But him having rage has nothing to do with the fact that the show makes people angry because the
I'm back.
show that's what it tried to do. It wanted to be angry. It wanted to just basically be whatever.
but what
But there
was
was
the
no
end
central
messaging
point.
though?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
like, yeah. Go ahead.
That's
That's
why I
all I
said
meant by that. Yeah.
scenes should be bootlegged, not the whole show. Because the show overall, there's no point in it. Whereas the actual, contrasting that with Lovecraft Country, there was an actual reason why they were going through all this. There's a reason for the pain.
But that's because the creator purposely took those stories from the actual, I think it is Lovecraft Country. The guy that wrote it purposely left blacks out of his stories so they could never be the protagonists and heroes. They're always just like, cliche added
Yeah,
characters.
exactly.
So that was the whole
Well, no,
irony
it's
of it.
not
I want
irony. That's the subjugation of that. Is that he took something? They took something
English major.
something like that. But they basically took something that specifically wrote black people in as the main characters, and made it their journey to overcoming this stuff set during a time frame where black people weren't given the ability to actually have their own narratives. Whereas them is basically black pain for the sake of black pain. Yes, you made people see the effed up things that happened to black people over the course of that time frame. But the difference here is there's no actual
There's no
like
lesson
this
into it.
is what there's no lesson here, there's no this is the takeaway, there's no this is the whatever. Even with us, the thing that you copied completely out of us is us showing these characters, and the overarching thing is we have two sides of America, and we always want to only look at the good side of America and never the evil of America, and us throws the evil right in your face. It's like, hey, remember all those times that you put down those black people, because that's what the tethers stand for. Well,
Yeah.
one day they're gonna rise up, and when they do
I
rise up,
actually
go ahead.
I actually wanted them to do. I wish we had something like Man in the High Castle for us. I couldn't get into Man in the High Castle because it's about the fucking Germans and Europeans and everything, and I don't give a fuck. But
yeah.
I always wanted like a storyline that showed the other side of if the Civil War went the other way, or if this never happened, if slavery never happened in
You didn't see
America, was
that
this
show?
like
You didn't
Well,
see
no,
that
he's
what
saying
show?
he's saying
show?
that he didn't watch it, but that's literally
I
what he's
didn't.
talking about.
Yeah,
Man in the High
yeah,
Castle is
Oh,
that show.
watch Knots and
yeah.
Crosses. Knots and Crosses. It's
Which one
similar.
is that? Is that the one where they had blacks on the other end? You
Yeah.
seen the preview of it? A
Yeah,
show
it's
that's
on
supposed to be like that and everything.
NBC, whatever the app is, Peacock. It's like blacks were the ruling class, and then you got white people. But of course,
But
you
you
know
It's
what
know,
on
they did.
NBC.
be honest
Peacock.
with you,
I don't want the PG version though. I want it as rough as they give ours.
True,
Well, you
true,
know.
true. But go ahead, Black
the
Libertarian.
reason that
Libertarian formula is black.
them was created because the media is trying to separate us. Now I know y'all
No,
But the
gonna say,
we're
difference
"Oh,
is
already
she
you
didn't
conspiracy
bring
separated.
us
theorist."
together. She didn't. I get that she may have had that intention. Libertarian formula is black, but she didn't bring us together. She didn't show us like, hey, this is how we're going to overcome this thing.
No, they don't
Hey,
want to. They don't want to. They want us to have a race war. I think they're trying to
well, yeah, but
propagate negativity between people.
the media propagates stuff that sells money. So the same way that they always end almost every newscast on a positive note to make you feel good about all the BS that you watch through here, there was no positive note. That's the problem with them. Them has no positive takeaway that we can actually do tangibly. Because even at the end of Us, when we realize that the tether's the one who's with the family, the daughter's like, all right, I guess we're just going to keep going. She didn't even press the issue. She's like, well, you murdered our mom, but our mom was the one who actually was the other. So technically you're the real one. So, all right, whatever, girl. Let's get the fuck out of here. Like, let's keep going.
I think the thing about them was that they wanted to say the black woman is what holds us together. I think that was the message from what I've been reading. Is that the black woman is what holds everything
the
together.
message here is the one who had been grown up to do all the bad things, to switch places. She actually ended up coming out on the other side. The daughter realizes that she's the whatever, and she's just like, I mean, I only get one mom, so I guess you're gonna be it. Because technically, you've been raising me this whole time.
A few minutes later.
Yes, I get the fact that she did attack a girl. Yes.
Let Reed talk this one. Let Reed go ahead and go.
Nah, I'm here to respond to your bullshit.
Yeah, he's here to respond to it. My main thing here is, yes, she did attack a girl, or allegedly a woman. With a knife. Because investigators somehow have not identified the girl or woman in pink, nor did they identify the man who kicked the other women, or any other witnesses. So no one came forward on this. Yet, we've seen time and time again where white women and men have done this to people, including that one video that made rounds where that white man actually stabbed a black guy, ran off from him, got tased, tried to reach for the knife again, got tased again, and then decided to give up. Meanwhile, the officer, you can see him bleeding in the video, but he was still smart enough to realize, I can't shoot a whitey. So I think the problem here is, where do we draw the line on this? And remember that this same man, after murdering this young girl, said Blue Lives Matter. Because my main
kill
thing
more
is
white
here,
people than black people, though.
They technically do, but
more.
The
You can't have more.
Yeah.
True. I don't think you can have more because there's more white people than black people to begin with.
If you want to base it off of just the numbers of population, then yes, they do, but that's imminent because they're fucking 60, 70% of the population.
Correct. But the fact that they're killed at competitive rates, that they get killed in competitive rates, lets us know that we're targeted because it shouldn't be close to the amount if we don't even have that much of the population. We're 14%. White people are like 58. So if we're getting at the same time, that means we're 4 times more likely to get whatever than white people are. And I'm just spitballing those numbers. It's actually slightly more than that. But my issue here is, if you or I, Reed, did the same things what the officer did, it wouldn't have mattered the fact that she was attacking someone because you're not allowed to shoot someone in the back. Period, point blank. There's no whatever on that. The officer is going to get away with this. And I mean, I'm just saying that he's going to get away with it because this is probably not going to come out in time for people.
I understand why he gets away with it.
Well, he should get away with it.
I'm saying he shouldn't get away with it because no one should be allowed to shoot someone in the back, even if they are attacking someone.
What? There are other fucking like center mass. Yes, but like he shot the kill.
Exactly. He shot center mass. She was
trying to kill the other girl.
No, she was trying to slash the other girl.
That was apparently that situation was the foster mom was involved with that. And those are her other foster kids apparently that she called because she told them to come bang on her because she didn't like how she was acting. Like there's so much.
No. We know who the real villains here are. The real villains here are the adults. Because 10 adults watched this whole thing transpire, watched it get to this critical mass, and didn't do anything. And then when the police arrived, they didn't tell the officer, "Don't shoot." They're like,
let's keep it, but 10 black adults at that. Like let's keep the picture like clear because that's one of the issues.
No, those are not black adults. Those are niggas.
Niggas, you know what I mean? Niggas. Like, because they perpetuate that shit where, you know, like you said, people got their phones out, they instigating it and egging it on, but not one person, you know, acted like an adult in that situation, and the child lost her life.
Correct, and that's what I have the problem is that the child lost her life,
and a racist cop has been outed again.
Okay,
he probably wasn't ready. He probably wasn't ready.
I don't think this girl is racist. I think
he said Blue Lives Matter. Anybody who says Blue Lives Matter is a racist.
He's a white fucking male cop. They all say that shit.
In Ohio, bro. Ohio is fucking redneck as fuck.
I'm assuming he's racist because he's in Ohio. I'm not assuming he's racist because he killed this girl.
Let me ask you this: if the girl was on, if you would have asked a girl who was getting stabbed or sliced or about to get stabbed or sliced by the knife by that whole situation, what do you think she would say?
She would say some bullshit because
you think she would be like, "Oh my god, you didn't have to kill her. No, shoot that bitch because she was about to kill me."
No.
Not if you was the aggressor though. Yeah, you don't.
We're
you were the
coming
aggressor.
in at the tail end. Armstead. It's like if Armstead, you were having an argument with your girl and she slapped you and started beating on you, and then you hit her once, and then we come in on just the hit, and we're like, "Oh my god, Armstead is a monster. Kill him." Forgetting the fact that this girl beat you, hit you, struck you, you told her no, you told her to stop, you tried to put barricades between you. We came in at just the part where you were forced to retaliate. And the other thing that we don't talk about is a lot of times when people are in domestic violence situations like this, when the cops come, they do come outside to attack because, again, the cop arrived shortly when she went on the attack because at that point in time, they're trying to kick in her door. Like, at what point do we see this entire situation? We can't just look at, yes, it ended with her about to try to stab a girl, but we don't look at the whole scene where she tried to go into the house, she tried to call the police, she asked for help, the adults did nothing. People instigated it. The foster mom called her kids. Like none of that stuff is getting talked about and actually being held accountable.
Granted that.
I think the foster mom should be hit with third-degree charges for the death of the child.
I agree.
Because you instigated this whole entire case.
I think we're all in the same realm.
Granted.
I just think that the day it happened, they counted it as like the same thing that happened with George Floyd. I'm just like, this is an issue with policing in general, but not the same issue that black men are talking about when it comes to policing.
Okay, well in that case, then we agree.
This is what I'm gonna say in that situation. Now, me, I am not a cop. Am I an excellent shot? I think I'm pretty good, but at the same time, one thing I do know,
I've seen you do
it. But he didn't have to kill her. My thing
That's also true.
This is one thing I'm gonna say is this. I don't give a damn who you are, how strong you are, whatever, whatnot. If I shoot you in the leg or the ass or something like that, chances of you dying from it is very, very, very low. But I'm pretty sure I can
hit that one vein.
You know,
but you can definitely hit that.
But I'm pretty sure I can hit that. You know what I'm saying? One thing I do know is that they are trained to, to shoot to kill, but also I also remember them, if I remember correctly, they're also trained to neutralize too, right?
Well, they just trained to kill. Force. Escalation of force. You use as much force as supposed to be used against you.
Correct.
And but somehow they've been getting away with just killing.
Exactly, they've been getting away with just killing. But the officer was supposed to give her command. He was supposed to use baton. Then he's supposed to go to taser if he can't.
On top of, I was about to say he had a taser too. Like that was a little girl. She was going down at a taser.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all are getting into a weird area because, like, you got to also think adrenaline. How many times you respond to these type of situations?
But you have to at least see.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying. No, listen. You don't know how many times he's been in these situations. If he was new, if he's new on the job, there's a lot of factors here for you all to hold them to this high level. If you're going to hold them to that high level, it negates what you said about qualified immunity. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no. Qualified immunity and that are two different things because
Chris Rock
qualified immunity is BS. Go ahead.
Chris Rock said it the best. A fucking airplane pilot ain't allowed to crash one time. Like, nigga, the fault you're a professional at doing this job, and you can't say, well, Delta Airlines can say, well, we got a few bad apples. Like that ain't allowed.
So if she had stabbed the girl to death, what would be your reply?
No. If she had stabbed the girl once, that'd be one thing.
Let her have committed the crime. She didn't commit the crime yet.
Exactly. She
did commit the crime. That's threat with deadly weapon. That is illegal.
But that's not punishable by death. It's not the same thing. And even then,
it could be if somebody got a gun out.
Yeah, exactly. She didn't have a gun. She had a knife. And on top of that, plenty people live through stab wounds. A stab wound ain't as bad as we make it seem.
Yeah, I don't want to get fucking stabbed. Fuck that.
It depends on where she stabbed, bro. She could have sliced her eyeball out.
Okay,
she would have been alive though.
If it was self-defense,
who wants to live like that?
You're trying to say
who wants to die? Period.
Correct.
You saying if you were in that position and you were defending yourself, you gonna fucking try to. If you do got a knife, you ain't.
Well, okay. So if you look at the video, first of all, she did not have the knife in her hand when he first got out the car. She was over by the front of the car, and the cop came out, and she still didn't stop what she was doing. She didn't even pay attention to the fact.
So how come you hold on? How are you holding the?
No,
child?
hold on.
How you holding the child to a higher degree than you are with the cop?
I'm not holding them to a higher degree. What I'm saying is, if you pay attention to the scene, I'm saying look at the scene from an observer. She
I'm
was
just
already.
Yeah,
speaking.
but
She
the
was
thing
by the
about it
front
is
of.
you have to
I'm
look at it
speaking on
from her
behalf.
perspective.
I'm speaking on behalf of
not
somebody
his.
that had to deal with escalation of force and actually in a high test situation where
This is what I'm saying. But you got to look at it from this perspective. If I show up as a cop and I say, hey, what the fuck are y'all doing? Cop car pulls up. Somebody then proceeds in front of the cops to grab a knife off the ground and try to stab somebody in front of the cops. They don't
you
give
have
a
a
fuck.
taser. You have a taser too, though. You have a
See,
taser on you too, and it's a distance
see,
taser. It's not a close range taser.
You know
okay,
what?
but I think my point still stands. This is not like the rest of those situations, but there
Well,
are
yeah,
some
Definitely not.
glaring
but
things.
it's one of those situations where it's like the cop should have done more. The stepmother should be
Done
the
what?
foster mom should be pulled up on
He should
Yeah,
have
charges.
yeah,
done
they
what?
should have done less. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like the way you
I
did that.
think we
Yeah.
all agree that we don't want her dead, but like, bitch, you pulled out a knife in front of a
Well, no,
cop and
I'm
ran
saying
towards somebody
there's
with
a
it. Like,
missing step here, Reed. If the cop had used the taser and she still failed to comply, then yeah, at that point it is
I
what it
don't.
is.
I
Because
don't like how
if you get
we.
tased and you decide that okay, your taser ain't going
well,
whatever to
that's
me,
the larger argument. Why is deadly force
But
always the first option when it
well,
comes to black people? Which
is
I
that?
agree on that.
But why are we even like the way we are explaining or talking about the scenario? Why are y'all addressing it like that kid is a adult?
she's
A
not.
kid,
Well,
a kid killed a bunch of fucking grown folks, and they still walked his ass out alive. Several of them.
yeah,
One
but
of them
those
got
weren't
water.
the
One of them
same
got food.
cops in a different state with different jurisdictions. That's why
Well, no.
the
What we're
legal
saying is
system is
that
weird.
there are cops in that jurisdiction who have definitely walked out someone who just finished murdering someone in
Because
Ohio.
black lives don't matter to white people.
I mean,
Well,
yes,
that's the whole point. That's
but
the similarity
that's the
between it.
argument
We're
that we
not
want
saying
to
it's a
have.
George Floyd. It's
Correct.
a black person always is addressed with deadly force, not being
Not
subdued.
always, bro. Because I pulled out an axe in front of the cops and chased somebody down the street, and I wasn't shot.
He probably thought
Right?
it was funny, man. That's a funny fucking scene to see a nigga with an axe.
That's some Benny Hill type stuff right
The
there.
fact that you had the balls to get an axe, he probably respected the shit out of you.
And
Exactly. The cop
honestly,
was likely
They
like,
probably
okay,
respected the shit out of you. This motherfucker
yeah,
picked up an axe
This
in front
nigga
of
got
us.
an axe.
Did this nigga
and they
not know
were
we
black
killing
cops.
niggas?
And they were black cops.
No, but what I'm saying is, that
They were black cops. And this
no.
was
What I'm
back in
saying is,
2009,
that
10,
yeah.
10,
So, but I'm saying you got to understand it.
9.
Every situation that happens is different, and there are mitigating factors. Do white cops shoot more black people? Yes. Are white cops more likely to shoot black people? Yes. Why is that? We don't know. What is going on?
We
We
know.
don't know.
oh,
Well,
we know,
we know, but
Because
I'm
all
saying,
right, if it ain't racism, if it
He
isn't
said, well, we
racism,
know.
we all know for a fact that it's because they view us in a more threatening manner. Like
correct.
that narrative has been pushed for
we
all the way back to the
they
first Birth
threw
of a Nation movie.
Can I
they view
pause
us
right
as
here?
monkeys.
Go ahead, pause. Go ahead.
Are
Yes,
we
of
I
more
want
course.
to say.
threatening?
Are we? No, I don't think so. I
Yes,
think
Oh
we
no,
just as threatening.
statistically
I
we're
think we're
not.
yes.
just as I think we're just as threatening as
No,
any
no.
other.
Statistically, we're not because we're less likely to have guns. We're less likely to actually be the aggressor in a situation, and we're more likely to forgive and forget, even if somebody just finished beating our ass. So
What are you talking about? More
statistically,
likely.
we are
That's
not
all the
the
fucking
aggressors.
black and American has been doing is to fucking forgive and try to. It ain't forget, but the forgiving is the biggest flaw.
Oh yeah, exactly. If I get killed, don't y'all be over here singing some kumbaya bullshit. Y'all better
Nah, I
be out.
told you. I told
No,
y'all
I'm
better go
happy.
kill their family, go kill their children, kill them
Yeah,
all.
that's
Cause
what I
I ain't doing
say.
nothing. Go
Y'all
kill
niggas
they
better
like y'all
riot.
need to stop asking the job. Y'all better stop trying to get these organizations. They ain't gonna do what we gotta do, bro. What cops won't stop killing people till we start killing their families. They don't
No,
like it.
cops won't
Like you
stop
kill their
killing
children,
people.
kill them all.
Well, that's when they're gonna be like, "What about black on black crime in America in Chicago?"
No, we're gonna kill your fucking children. You fucking police. You kill me. I don't do anything. I don't commit no crime. I'm not gonna attack you. You kill. I'm telling y'all, if they kill me, go kill their kids. Go kill their
Yes, sir.
grandkids.
Niggas,
I got a
I
This
better
don't
nigga
care
said
that.
solution.
steal their future.
man,
This nigga
channeling
said
his
steal
inner
their future.
Tupac.
I
Steal
got a
their
better
future.
Children.
solution. Stop calling them.
Also true. We need to do a lot more. We need community peacekeepers. People who are
God
I
not
know
damn.
you,
cops.
so
People
I
who
ain't
are
got no
just here
response to that.
to exactly.
No. If
We
they
need to end
kill,
that.
if
Actually,
they
all right,
kill
hey,
Riker,
all of
like
us,
Riker, you don't do nothing.
have
I'm
any
gonna
of
kill
y'all
you.
ever actually called the cops before?
Yeah,
On a black
Yeah,
person, no. On a
No,
black
I
yeah.
person,
period.
no.
have.
Like I
I have
actually
You
on a
have
got
black
to.
woman.
never. I can
Oh
honestly
yeah,
say
when I got into a
before.
car accident, yes. But that's only because I wanted someone to document it because my
No.
insurance requires it.
Before any of this started happening and this was like more normalized, I honestly, to this day, still don't feel comfortable calling the cops. Like
It depends
before
on
all
the
this,
situation.
I only call the cops because I don't want to put myself in a bad situation. As a black man, I'm more likely to go to jail. So
Well,
if a woman
Domestic
acts up,
situations, I recommend
especially
it.
domestic situations, yeah.
You stupid.
see, I've never been. I've never been one of those.
You've never
For a
been in a,
car, I've
you've
never
never
been
been
in
in
a
a
domestic
domestic
situation.
situation? Okay, well,
No,
let me tell
never.
you a little bit about it. You call
I
the
mean, no,
goddamn
no. I
police.
witnessed
No,
them.
you
I've
send her
witnessed them.
ass to jail. You send her ass to jail before you go.
But
Trust
I've
me.
never been with a woman. I've never been with a woman wild enough to actually think to put
You
hands on
never
her.
know
I don't
what
think that's
women will
possible.
do. You never know what anybody will do.
You know
Okay,
what
don't
you
put
do? You
anything
show
past
how
anybody.
crazy you are. That's how.
No,
That's
no,
show how crazy
no,
you are.
no,
You
no,
show how crazy you
no,
are.
no,
You
no,
flex crazy versus
no,
crazy, nigga.
no,
wait.
no.
Let Libertarian
Go
forming known
ahead.
as
Go
black get his
ahead.
point out.
Bro, don't ever put yourself in a situation where you can be compromised or vulnerable with the police. You're not playing with rational people, and when it comes to women, they will side with her, and you will be in
With
jail.
size, ratchet size.
Do
As a black
not
man, I don't
play.
ever expect the cops to side with me. But like,
Okay,
try
so that's
in
what.
the,
That's
in
why
the
you call them first, and you start the narrative. You
well, let me
control that narrative in their mind, and then
I'll
that
explain
way she'll
myself.
go to police,
I'll
and she'll
explain
go to
myself to you
jail.
in a
Should
less
go to
humorous
police.
fashion. I make sure that no situation. I don't let a situation get to the point where cops need to be called. If I see or sense that's happening, which I'm always cognizant of, because again, in fear after the fear of being in the military and one mistake could ruin your fucking life, I always look at things in the same manner outside of the military and even at my current employment. I'm not doing anything to fuck up my money and livelihood. So a cop visit is not the case or not happening unless, like Riker said, it's a car
You never
accident.
know. You never know, bro.
So
You could
I
go home
mean,
today and your girl could be fucking a dude on the couch with her middle finger at you talking about, I told you to wash the dishes. You don't put nothing past nobody. You have a plan
that
for
was just such
everything,
a
You
bro.
leave those
specific
women alone.
story.
Whoa!
Like,
First and foremost, he didn't say Libertarian forming known as black, that he had no plan for things that happened bad. What he's
yeah,
saying is he does as little as possible to get into, or he does as much as possible to prevent getting into situations where the cops need to be called. But I like the scenario that you painted, and let's take it to the next topic, which is Senate Republicans unveiled a $568 billion infrastructure plan, limited to roads, bridges, broadband, and other physical infrastructure as a counter to President Biden's $2.25 trillion package. This shows the gulf of difference between Republicans and Democrats as we decide to negotiate this bill. Because Republicans don't specify how they're going to pay for this, which is honestly the most funny
They
thing that
don't
they
care.
have. They want to leave Donald Trump's tax cuts in place, of course, and they don't want to give anything to boost healthcare for old people, which is funny because most of them are old.
You know,
They don't want to give nothing for electric cars, and they don't want to give the $300 billion, which I thought they're going to keep in there, for U.S. manufacturing, because Republicans are closer to China than Democrats are. But let's talk about
you know these white people call Biden's his infrastructure plan reparations.
Yes. They
It's
called
like,
it
yeah,
reparations, and it didn't give anything to
reparations.
black folks. It's like, if y'all consider Biden's plan to be reparations, then y'all are really going to be afraid when we get a
Also,
president who actually looks
I
at it.
don't take it seriously because they had what the last 4 years to do anything, and they didn't do it. I
Yep,
remember a nigga had infrastructure week like every other month, right? If I'm not
correct.
mistaken.
He had
And
the ability to do it
far
at
as
any point in time, and they would have passed whatever Trump wanted to give them.
anything they
So,
talk about paying for, they never pay for anything they did during that whole administration. It was
correct.
never a subject. Never a subject. So
Yeah.
I don't understand why they care about paying for it now. That's
But
what I
no,
don't
it's
get.
just hypocrisy. Like the tax cuts. All right, okay. So reduce the
Hold
corporate tax
on,
rate.
let's parse this. We don't like Biden's plan either. Just to let y'all know. like
Yeah, because
we don't.
we think it needs to be 3 to 4 times as big as it is currently.
I think it should. Biden's plan is terrible because he's talking
But
about buying EV vehicles. Did you see the plan? It's just
Well,
EV
no. He's
vehicle,
buying
EV
yeah,
EV.
vehicle,
He's
EV,
we
buying
agree
EV
with it.
vehicles currently. He's buying EV vehicles currently. Like
EV
that's
task force. What is the EV task force?
the
You
EV
gonna run
task
up to my
force.
house and telling me I got a carbonated cup? But you get the fuck out of my face.
First and foremost, his EV task force thing wouldn't go at a local level. You're in Georgia. Don't worry about it. All right. It's only going to apply to places like California and New York because it's not going to run here in the Georgia state. Georgia is not about to play that. Oh, well, we need to have an EV task force. They're going to say you can task force these nuts because y'all ain't about to tell Georgians what they have to use for anything. So don't worry about that. The point here is Republicans had 4 years to do something. You didn't do anything at all. So don't talk about the guy who's trying to do something now. Us, the rest of people, those who voted for Biden, those who didn't vote for Biden, who were not a fan of the tax cuts that y'all gave or the lack of infrastructure and infrastructure planning, we get to talk about it. So Republicans, sit this one out, especially Republican lawmakers. I think anyone who's a tax-paying citizen, so you have to actually pay taxes, you get to say something about this. But anyone who's, toward the upper echelons, you don't get to say
everybody
anything.
pays tax.
No. I'm saying real
not the
taxes.
top one.
You talking about federal taxes at the end of the year, or you talking about taxes in your way how you're taxed as an individual?
I'm saying how you tax in your individual. If you don't pay your fair share, I don't want to hear you saying it. And if you're like, yeah, but they have the loopholes. I'm sorry. If you didn't pay a tax rate of at
Black
least,
Libertarian to tell you about the fair share, but that's neither here nor there.
well, no. I'm all for moving to a more flat tax plan. I think it just needs to be implemented well, and that's where we can have some negotiation. But I agree that our tax plan sucks. And with places like Florida and Texas showing us that we cannot have taxes on our income, but still figure out a way to pay for everything, there we could do a flat tax. That's not a question. But that's neither
the tax
here nor
plan is
there.
fine with me because
Don't say that on the podcast.
You are one individual, not over here going up and down telling everybody how the tax plan sucks and I hate this and this is bad, and then not paying any taxes. You're an individual who found some creative things that we're not going to talk about on the podcast, and that's fine because you're allowed to do whatever. My main problem is the people who are normally talking about this fall in one of two categories. Either people who are super rich, who already don't pay a fair amount as far as tax, or people who are super poor, who it's like, bro, you're on welfare. Shut up. You don't get a conversation here. We pay for you. All right. If you're a podunk person in in one of those trailer parks, I'm sorry. This is not the time that you get to tell us about how the Democrats' tax plan.
He's talking about you poor white people.
Exactly. You don't get a say here. If you live in the swamps of Alabama, Mississippi, you don't need to worry about taxes. You need to figure out how to become a state because right now you're a third world country and we don't like you. So figure that out. Don't worry about. In fact, Alabama and Mississippi should have a mandated tax thing, and then they shouldn't get any other state in the broader politics because y'all need to fix yourselves. Louisiana, if you keep going the way you're going, you might be on that list. But right now, Alabama, Mississippi, I don't care what any of y'all have to say.
Louisiana is fucked up right now. I mean, I just came and visited there. Like, that city is in need of some internal help because they're focusing on, obviously they're focusing on the tourism, but they ain't putting that money back in the city at all. And I ain't talking about the hood. I ain't talking about the hood.
You're right. They're not putting anything in that city, much like they didn't put enough into that Mortal Kombat movie. Let's talk about
it. That shit was trash.
Am I the only one that feels like the first one was better than
no. The first one was definitely better.
The first one was definitely better. Yes, man.
No, I disagree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kano made the whole movie.
Yeah.
No.
Kano made the whole movie.
Kano made the whole movie, bro.
What do you mean the first one? What do you mean by the first one?
The first Mortal Kombat. No. Yeah, 1991.
Oh, hell
no. 1991.
No. Hell no. Hell no.
Not the 99. The 91.
No.
Okay, what's your favorite Mortal Kombat movie? Tell us what
Annihilation was the worst.
Yeah, Annihilation was the worst.
Go ahead and talk about that. I'm going to go ahead and dry these niggas with the air dryer and listen because I got a response, my nigga.
Okay, right, so go ahead. Do your thing. Go ahead.
For one, it explains how they got their powers better. Two, no, they didn't have a tournament. They didn't have a tournament. I'll give you that. But this was, if you watch the first part, bro, it says that this is before the tournament even happens, right? So if you pay attention to the movie,
I hear that. Continue with your points.
So also, the fighting was better. The depiction of how
I would hope so.
Better.
I would hope so. It's been over 20 years. I would hope the fights will be better.
And my favorite character, they did a really good job with his storyline.
What's your favorite character?
Scorpion.
I mean, yeah, they did do a better job with it. I'm half being whatever because anybody who says that they hated the Mortal Kombat movie, it's a fight movie. All right, I don't know.
I didn't say, and that's the thing. It sucked that I didn't say I hated it because I loved the first Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I love Double Dragon. Like, I like horrible movies.
Bro, that first Street Fighter movie is a classic. But that's the thing about it is, for me, I enjoyed the movie. Do I think it was better than Annihilation? Heck yeah. Do I think it was better than the 91 one? Man, no, I don't think so. But I don't think it was a bad movie. I think it's a good fight movie. I think that they tried a little too hard on trying to combine a whole bunch of things in one instead of just. They should have just focused on the backstory of how we get the tournament and Sub-Zero versus
I don't like the
Scorpion,
whole
and
Liu
they should have
Kang
done
was a
anything else.
fucking orphan straggler, homeless guy that killed somebody and stole his that nigga stole his drink. I wasn't the selected one. I just killed a nigga.
That was stupid. They could have done a better job, but they just focused
He was a
on.
descendant of Kung Lao. They didn't explain that. Like, they aren't monks. Like, that shit. It's like.
Well, yeah, but I feel like there's always going to be continuity problems with something like this, just
Well,
because they're trying to hand fist so much in. I wish they had focused on smaller amounts because the details on the pre-tournament stuff were good. The details on Scorpion versus Sub-Zero was good. They just should have
all
focused
right.
on
The
that, and
funniest
that was
shit to
it.
me still is this nigga Sub-Zero was talking that straight cash to Scorpion, and then he was like, "I don't know what you just said, but you're gonna die."
No. One thing that got mad to me is how did bruh say "get over here" in English, and everything else was in another language.
My goodness. My goodness.
Bro, like, why is the
Bro, okay.
Chinese nigga talking shit to the
Man.
Japanese nigga? These niggas ain't bilingual at all. So you mean to tell me we fighting and we don't know why we hate each other right now? Go ahead, Stan. That's all I had to say, man. And then
No,
Luke Kang,
it was good. It was
Luke
good.
Kang looked like a goddamn ladyboy tranny.
I got a real honest question. I mean,
Correct.
yeah, for y'all. What fight in this new Mortal Kombat movie was better than the fight with Scorpion and Johnny Cage in the first Mortal Kombat?
Scorpion versus Sub-Zero.
When he put that Zara in
Correct.
that
No.
Yes.
When Scorpion fought
Johnny Cage. Oh no. That's
no.
the best fight. Wait a minute, you said that's the
No.
best fight out of the Mortal Kombat movie, the first one?
In the first Mortal Kombat, the very first one, the best fight was Johnny Cage and Scorpion.
No.
No.
Reptile
Yes.
and Liu Kang. Reptile and Liu Kang.
No, bro, you talking about when he threw that little stupid thing out his hand? The stupid little lizard? That thing looks so crappy.
No, I'm talking about
Well,
the
that's
actual
20
fight,
years
man.
ago.
When
It
it
was
was
after
when they
that.
was
He's talking about the
fighting.
fight mechanics. But the
The
difference
fight
here,
mechanics.
Armstead,
The best fight mechanics is
Armstead,
Reptile versus Liu Kang.
we can't separate that part of the fight from the whole fight itself. You're looking at
Now-
the core. You're looking at the how the fight was choreographed. We're saying as fans who don't give a shit about the choreographed stuff, just what looks good and what doesn't.
No,
It doesn't
the
look as good.
choreography. If you look the Reptile versus Liu Kang thing, I used to joke as a kid and say this shit was like a fucking Mortal Kombat music video because they played the song. But also they were going at it. Plus, I was watching Looper today on Mortal Kombat, and they were saying the dude that plays Liu Kang and the guy that was Reptile were actually the fight choreographers for all the movies, including those movies.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
And the guy actually, Scorpion he's a French choreographer that did stuff too. That's why his fight was good. You could tell who was actually into the martial arts and not just like a hired actor or stuntman. But I think the Reptile fight was better than the Johnny Cage one because dude that played Johnny Cage ain't even a fighter.
Still did.
And Cameron Diaz was supposed to be Sonya. She broke her wrist training for the movie.
But okay, but out of them two fights right there, you mean to tell me that out of those two fights, the new Mortal Kombat had better fight scenes in that?
Yeah, that's
No,
what we were
man.
saying.
No, man.
Especially Goro,
Nah.
you tripping, man. Goro was out here.
That Goro, man, all he was throwing was lefts and rights, man. What?
Hey, bro, calm down, bro. I know you in the calm
Calm
but for
down.
us everyday normal people, it was good enough.
Exactly.
Just because you done beat up niggas for paychecks.
Yeah, you fight for a living, bro. We don't do that.
You sound
I
like
like
hitting the
when
niggas
bro
right
slap
now.
bro against
I'm
the
just,
ice shield,
I'm
bro.
just
It look
saying,
nice to
man.
me.
No, don't get me wrong. I ain't gonna say there wasn't no good stuff in there. I give props. I feel like okay, the very first fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero before they had on their fucking suits and shit wasn't that good. I feel like when Scorpion fought the minions, the whatever, what are we gonna call them? The randos was better than when he fought Sub-Zero by himself.
Where he lost to Sub-Zero?
He lost to Sub-Zero at first.
Yeah, when he lost to Sub-Zero. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Noob Sabat.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
The Reptile fight was cool.
Now that fight was. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when Kano came in, the movie got better. Kano made the movie to me.
Because Kano was the one that used the shit out of his powers, but he wasn't necessarily.
Kano made the movie. He was funny. He was funny. He was an asshole.
He was funny.
What kind of sense of
humor do you have, bro?
What do you mean? He was funny throughout the whole movie, bro.
No, he was
hilarious.
He was funny.
He was funny as shit.
I was laughing. That
nigga
nigga Shane Song wasn't about shit. All he did was take a soul and talk shit. Like this nigga
correct.
Was walking.
But then again, that's all I expected. All I expected him to do was take souls and say, "Get
No.
ready for the sequel. I'll see y'all then."
Hey, the
So,
nigga
bro.
that had the best hands besides Scorpion and fucking Sub-Zero was Kung Lao. I was mad they just took him out.
Nah,
Exactly, bro.
Cabal.
No,
Cabal had powers. No,
Cabal's
Cabal was
second.
powers.
Oh yeah, Cabal had powers. Yeah, I know
You
what he's
can't beat
talking
Bro,
about.
so
super
you
speed, man. Come on, like
you ain't gonna say, bro, rode a whole bitch into the hat, bro, and sliced her in
like
half,
that's
bro.
what I'm saying. This nigga surf, he swag surfed her
He
ass to
had the
death,
best fatality.
and he had the only fatality, and he had a fucking
No,
No, he
no, you
didn't.
gotta
No, he
remember.
didn't.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Remember, Kano's ripped out what's in his heart.
Oh yeah,
Liu Kang
Sub-Zero
too.
did.
Liu Kang had a
Sub-Zero broke
fatality
off
too.
Jack's arm.
Yeah, Liu Kang had a. Actually, was it a fatality or was that a? No, that
That
No,
wasn't
he
a
wasn't a
said
fatality.
fatality at the end of it.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah,
the
you're right.
only
You're
one
right.
where they said fatality. Jax had a fatality, and
Yeah,
Sonya had a
Jax had a
fatality.
fatality. Now, what I don't understand is, did he steal something from Wakanda and all of a sudden get his damn suit and shit or in these arms?
Who?
Like, what was
Nah, they
that
sucked the
about?
9
No,
realms from his arms. Remember they was telling him.
but you weren't paying attention.
Bro, I
Yeah,
was paying attention,
Sub-Zero.
but it's
Bro,
like
hold on.
They
I
installed
just
him.
You
don't
can't miss that whole
listen.
part and say you was
No,
watching this
man.
movie.
No. I'm talking about when he was fucking getting his ass kicked, and when it came to him to pick up that boulder, his arms all of a sudden just
That was his power.
Oh, that
That
was
was
his
his
power.
power.
His
Like
like,
whatever
what
they
kind of
called it.
fuck shit is that, man? That shit was
Nigga, you wasn't
weak.
paying attention. You wasn't paying attention.
First
You
of
yeah,
all,
the drag.
wasn't paying
Everybody
That
attention,
shit
bro.
was
you make
weak.
it seem
You wasn't
like
paying
you make it
attention to the
seem
whole
like you
movie,
didn't
bro.
watch it.
that was the
I
emphasis
don't
of the
give a
dragon
dog.
That was
I
the
tattoo.
don't.
antithesis of the
I
whole
don't
movie,
care,
bro.
bro. I
This
paid
nigga,
attention, man, and that
this
shit
nigga
just didn't
slept
make
through
any
half the
goddamn
movie.
Hold
sense,
on, hold
man.
on. Armstead, did you try for the role and they get to you? Now you just shading. That's what happened.
They
No.
literally
I'm
said
just,
it. Like,
He
they
They
lit. He
literally
literally
literally.
said it.
said that's what like, they said it 5 times, bro.
bro. I noticed how he got his power, but I just don't like the way. Come on, man. It's metal arms.
Armstead. I get it.
The
They
way
didn't give you the
the
role. You
way
very
no the
mad.
way that Jax got his power on Annihilation was better. You know, it's in the way he like became
No,
who he
because that
was
was
took it.
bullshit. Because he took them bitches off. Like the thing
Yeah,
was, he lost
Yeah,
his
but
yeah,
ass.
I'm
good.
no. I'm talking about how they came. Come on, man. This dude had basically
But they didn't show
a
how they
steel.
came.
It did. They
He
did.
woke up. He woke up with those arms on. He was asleep and they found him.
No, they was bro. If you remember in there, when he was
And then
laying down on the bed, he didn't have any his
that
arms
was
on him.
that was his introduction. No, he did.
Yeah, that
That
was
was
yeah
he had the
exactly,
arm. They was like, "What did you do to
bro.
yourself?" And he was talking about he did an upgrade.
Listen. I'm talking about when his arms
Annihilation.
first got ice with no, not Annihilation. I'm talking about the
Oh,
new one.
okay. So the new one, they operated. Raiden's folks put the little skinny arms
I
on him,
know that, which is exactly.
and then
The
when he had
the
his
skinny
Gohan
arms were
moment,
metal. They were like
when he had
this fucking steel shit.
but
So
when he
how
had
did
his
the
Gohan,
steel
his
just fucking
power,
develop?
Then
Come
his
on,
because
power
man.
it's a
came. His
mystic
power
power,
came on to
dude.
save his friend.
Are
Remember?
you asking for logic
Come
in a
on,
Mortal
man.
Did you
I
not
Kombat?
watch
know.
this
I
movie?
know how.
There are
Listen,
niggas making
Y'all
fire
niggas
come out of their
want an
hands.
in-depth
y'all are not
in-depth
listening. Y'all are
explanation.
not. No, y'all are not listening to me. I
No, you're
know
not
how he
listening.
got them.
You
I
said,
know
how did
how
it
he got
evolve
them.
that
All
far?
I'm
How did that
saying is
happen?
how did I've said. Okay, give you a perfect example. Kano, when he got his shit, the laser beam eyes and shit like that. Okay, that's key. I understand that. But this motherfucker had these skinny ass. It wasn't even fucking skinny. It was just like a fucking piece of a
Skeleton.
frame of his arms. And this dude had this big ass fucking hammer, hammering them arms, and them shits wasn't breaking or bending or nothing like that. And then
Because
all of a
his
sudden when it
will,
come,
because
and then
because
all
the
of a
power is
something,
developed to your will, bro. It's all has
bruh,
to do with your will. So that's what the
bro,
point.
come on.
That's what they don't say. No, I know what
It's
you're
what you
saying, but
need.
it's what you need.
It's
Your
implied.
power bends to what you need, your pride and your will. So that's why the other dude, Cole,
Scorpion's fake ass fucking godson
yeah,
or
Correct.
that
grandson.
Correct.
bullshit. He got what he
Correct.
needed. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
And
gonna say what he
what
got because I'm
it
around somebody
boils
who ain't
down
seen the
to
movie.
here, Armstead, is as Akira Toriyama said, I wrote it, get over it. That's just where it is. I wrote it, get over it. But you
So
know
you
what?
didn't
I'm really glad.
hold
Go
on.
ahead.
You didn't pick up that power, but you didn't pick up the power that Cole got when he could get his ass beat and
Wait.
then
I
go
was
into
gonna
a
get
punch.
there. I was
Oh,
gonna get
okay.
there. I was gonna get there. I didn't like that shit either.
How's
What?
your
I know, you know they're gonna make him a downloadable character.
you the whole
No, they
grandson of
haven't.
Scorpion, and
I've
this
been
is who
I
waiting
said
you
on it.
they're
is.
going to.
Nah.
They probably will. They probably will. They do that. They're gonna cash out, even though ain't
Well,
nobody gonna pick.
First
unless
and
they
foremost,
restart the story again.
yeah, they're gonna restart. They're gonna
And
redo it
that's
again.
another reason. And that's another reason why I said the whole Black Panther thing, because all of a sudden his ass is getting hit. Now he's absorbing damage.
Well,
Well,
that's been
I
around before
mean,
Black Panther,
yeah,
so
that's
don't
been
get
around
Black
before
Panther that.
Black Panther. Yeah, don't try to sour T'Challa's legacy like that. Okay, don't throw
Yeah,
that on Black Panther.
they
Throw
gonna
that on
already
somebody
do
else.
it when they make a
I'm not
woman
saying it
Black
as
Panther.
I'm not saying it as a bad thing. I'm just saying like what
Yeah,
the fuck?
nigga, you ain't saying that's a good thing
I wasn't
either.
expecting it. I didn't say that's a good thing. I just wanted to understand like like I don't know. I
We're
just didn't
arguing
think of that.
to quote Reed's father. We're arguing about a
Hey,
children's game.
hey, stop Asian hate, Armstead. All right, I'm tired of this.
I'm not
There's no
hating,
such
man. I'm
thing as
just
Asian hate. They've been exploiting the black community
Whoa,
and robbing
Libertarian
us for
formerly known as
dollars.
Black. You will not say those lies on our podcast because we care about all hate here.
I
Hold
think
on, let's
Asian
hear
no,
about
because
all
all.
we
hate
care about our
matters.
hate.
All hate
Let's hear
matters.
those. Let's hear this. Let's hear this. True. I mean, let's hear Black Libertarian. Whatever we got to say.
They've been exploiting the black community for years, draining money out of the black community to their own communities. And all of a sudden now, right? All of a sudden, when China has made its move on the NBA and our government, now it's Asian hate. And we got to go against black people. Oh, and black people are the most dangerous people to Asian Americans. Oh, we are. Not your fucking government. Not your fucking Chinese government that makes y'all slaves. Not them, us. You want to start a war with black people all of a sudden. And you've been exploiting out of our community? You better shut the fuck up.
Hurry up and buy.
Shut the fuck up.
Hurry up and
hey,
buy.
you better hurry up and buy, damn it. All right. They're
Y'all
not playing
been
with this.
being racist to us. Chinese people. I've dated a Cambodian girl before, and her family said you shouldn't date no nigger, no dark skinned people. We don't date dark skinned people.
First and
They
foremost,
hate us.
you realize
And
the Cambodians that are here today are the ones that killed the other ones. So of
I
course she was going to
realize
say
that.
that.
They are
Okay.
Asian
No,
hate.
it's not
Are they
just
talking about
Cambodians.
just the dark skinned ones, or are they just talking about light skinned
No,
ones?
black people in general. They
Oh,
don't
okay,
like
okay. I was
black
just
It's
people.
thinking.
black.
Asian.
Yeah,
And
they
if you
don't.
go
They
to
don't care.
LA and California, they tell you to get a white man, don't get a black man. It's a disgrace. Some families will disown you. They even have a story where a woman, an Asian woman, had sex and had a baby with a black man. The family made her drop it off at the fire station and abandon it. Don't sit
Yeah,
here and start talking about
I heard. I
stop
heard
Asian
Brenda
hate
had a
with
baby
black
too.
people.
I mean, but
But no, bro, the stuff they do and say about
I
black
At
people, and
least
I
she
now they're
didn't
live
get
talking about
I
Asian
aborted.
hate.
live
It's ridiculous.
I'm not defending it at all because I
It's
lived in Korea. I know exactly what you're talking about.
it's
I seen it.
ridiculous, and I'm gonna call them out for it. I'm not taking that
First and
There's
back.
foremost, it's not ridiculous. It's how you maintain tight control over it because everyone who is of a smart race understands that if you allow blackness to go, we'll beat you at everything that you do. So that is actually a smart business move to say no black people or whatever because you want to maximize your culture because anything that touches black, we just beat you at it. It just is what it is. If niggas didn't think that cheerleading was gay, we dominated. If
Bro,
niggas thought that tennis was whatever, we dominated because
my problem
that's just who
is
we are.
they hate us, but
Well,
they
no,
will
no, no.
come
They
to our
don't hate
neighborhood and
you.
no, they
They
about
don't
do.
hate
everybody.
you
They do.
specifically.
I think
They hate
everybody
you as
hates
a
us.
group because
No, no.
every one of them has their person that they like, the dark person that they don't talk that mess about. They don't want you marrying their daughter, but that's just a preservation sort of argument. That's not them
Oh,
actually disliking you specifically. That's just if you allow blackness in, we take over. It just is what it is. It's not to say that blackness is some sort of, like thing where we just whatever, just we just excel, nigga. Like
Black is
there's nothing that we can't do. And that's what everyone is afraid of. But to get it back to the whole stop Asian hate thing, Republicans forced them to put in the bill a lot of breaks. They made them reword a lot of the language. So it's one of the few times that the contrarians actually did help make a better bill. Because now it won't just apply for Asians, it applies for everyone. Now, if you go around here speaking that Kong flu shit, yeah, nigga, this bill is coming for you. But for most of the rest of us who are not going to say anything so objectified in public spaces, you're going to be fine.
I will.
I mean,
I
again,
will
nigga, if
too.
you want to gamble with your shit, you can go on right ahead.
Well,
Because
no.
as we
Poncho.
said, we
I
used to
want them
know.
out our neighborhoods. I
No, first
want
and
them
foremost, you're never
out
gonna get
our
that because
neighborhood.
it's not our neighborhood.
Hey, but one
Niggas don't
thing
own shit.
is I mean, I think we talked about that a long time ago, but like, it's easier to get a fucking business loan as an immigrant to this country than it is to be a black person that has
I
fucking
understand
collateral.
that,
And
and
where
I've addressed how we could fix that.
where are they
But
gonna
what I'm
sell their
saying,
fake hair products and all the other things that
don't buy them anymore. Tell black women they're beautiful with whatever natural
dude?
goddamn
And
hair
you
they
know we
have.
get you know what
Good luck with that.
we tell them they're beautiful and they
Good
like
luck
don't
with
tell them how to feel.
that.
We tell them they're beautiful and they literally come at us aggressively telling us, "Well, I don't feel beautiful. Don't you ain't your place
I
as a
don't care.
man to
We
tell
put up
us."
with it until they fix it, bro. We have to set a new standard, bro.
Or we punch
The
them.
intermediate step here, Black Libertarian, is we need to actually buy from our own stores. There are plenty of stores that have popped up now
That's true.
with black women selling stuff who have the same products slightly more expensive because they got more costs.
Nah, and
But
you know what though, Riker? I done
Why
heard a
can't we
lot of them
make black
complain.
women beautiful again?
I've actually heard them
that's a
complain.
secondary step. That's a secondary step here. The first step is
Make black women beautiful again.
Libertarian formula is black. The first step is to buy from our own hair stores and put them out of business. The second step is to reduce the amount that we depend on putting in hair and other styles that aren't protective, so that our women understand that beauty is in the things that are protective of your natural hair that grows on your head.
Riker,
But
you know
that
who's
is
after
a
the
3-point
Asians,
plan.
though, in the hair
What?
products? The Africans are right behind Asians when it comes to African, or not
Oh yeah,
African.
no, they're right behind them. But I'm just saying
And they're the ones that they're talking about the overpriced thing, though.
yeah, but
They
that just
overcharge.
depends. They say overpriced, but it depends on who you're buying from. Remember, you got to separate Africans into two classes. You got regular Africans and you got the extremely rich bougie ones. You're never gonna change the rich bougie ones. They the same as LeBron James. LeBron is gonna help you niggas, but not really help you niggas, if you know what I'm saying.
He's
So
gonna seek out
separate.
R. Reed and do something for him that changes his heart to go.
No, he's not gonna change his
Oh,
heart to
they're
gold.
not.
He's
They're
gonna try
not
to.
call him the GOAT.
He's gonna try to buy Reed. And we're not saying that we have a price, but if you put $1 billion into the everyday black man bank account, we got some things we can take care of for you.
Y'all leave that GOAT alone.
Exactly.
Right? He's the best
You leave the
athlete,
GOAT
not just
alone.
basketball player, athlete on
He
this planet
is the
that ever
best
existed.
athlete
Who's the
on the
GOAT?
planet.
The
LeBron
nigga who put $1
James.
billion on our planet. It could be motherfucking we could put, what's that nigga name, man? Cal Corver put money on our
Exactly.
podcast, nigga. You the best
You the
basketball player I
He
ever
said
seen
Cal
in my life. Well, fuck Corver, nigga.
like it could be Harden,
You know why?
even though he got an effed up face. I mean, even though he's one of the best players of all time and
I ain't gonna
deserves
lie, that's
all
one
the
nigga
rings.
that I just don't like.
Nigga, if
He
he puts
just
$1 billion
Don't
Hey,
either.
bro, don't give
if
me
he,
money because I kiss your ass. Give me money because I'm doing the right thing for
first
black.
and foremost, that ain't never been a thing. Libertarian forming order to black. So go ahead and take that BS out of here. All right. When they give you money, that's when you tell them. I mean, I'm not saying that you should kiss the ring, but I'm just saying if you're trying to get into the upper echelon, you're going to have to go with things the way that they're specifically supposed to be done. And part of that is donations, nigga. They are not donating because they like you. They're donating because they're buying you. Period, point
There it
blank.
is.
But I'm glad
Gifts.
that we moved into this because I'm going to skip the other topic. We'll talk about that next week. I want to say RIP to Scottie Pippen's child, Antron. Really sad to see that,
Yeah, son.
Yeah, we
his
still don't
son
know
died.
why. We still don't know
That's
what
got to,
happened.
No father should have to bury his son.
no
Yeah.
father should. But
They
the
said
same
he had
thing
like
for Terrence Clark.
breathing issues. Who?
Yeah, he had asthma his whole life. Terrence Clark was a Wildcat star who was looked at to be an NBA. He died in a car accident.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
the prospect kid. Yeah, they said
yeah,
he was
man.
doing 80 and a 45 in his Hyundai
Which
Genesis
everyone's
without a
done
seatbelt.
at least once. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
you
only
gotta go.
I ain't knocking it because all right, what he did was reckless, but he was also 19. And if there's an age where you do some reckless shit in a car, it's when you're a fucking teenager,
Exactly.
especially when you think you're going to the NBA. He didn't know
Especially
that
as
was
we
going
found
to
out
happen.
that Tiger Woods was doing what 105 and a 60,
That
or was
nigga
it
Tiger Woods
45?
has been trying to subconsciously kill
If going
himself
to
for like
80
10 years, man.
in a 45, if going 80 in a 45 is reckless.
That's what I'm saying. We
Exactly.
all know it was the fact that he didn't have a seatbelt on that ended it for him because he probably flew through the window.
Not probably. That nigga
He did.
hit that tree like
Shit.
yeah.
So
Oh, they released what he was doing on that curve?
Yeah. They
I didn't
released
know they did something
what he did on that curve, and it's one of those things where it's just like I'm glad that they didn't show us which exactly spot he went through, but it's kind of like we got one of those out in DeKalb County where a kid basically was driving reckless and he went through his windshield into a tree, and there's a cross now at that tree. The tree's still around and it's fine. They clean up all the human excrement and everything. Like the tree just looks like it got hit. It hit a lean back.
it's
Whereas
tragic, bro.
it's one of those things where it's like
Jalen
it's tragic, but it is what it is.
Jalen Brown, Atlanta native and Boston Celtics All-Star, actually requested that the NBA they still call his name for the draft, which I think they might pander to that. NBA is doing all things.
I fucks with it. I mean, of
I
all
fuck
the
with
things
it.
that the NBA could be involved in, that's actually something that they could do that's
Yeah.
really good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we had to bring this episode to a close. We'll be right back next week, and we'll pick up on music. Got an artist that we're going to go in on because of the actions that he chose to do. Follow us on Twitter, EVYD Black Man, Instagram at Everyday Black Man, and of course, the Everyday Black Man Facebook page. Website is also everydayblackman.com. Peace.